All right, speaking of changes, boy, a big change today compared to what was a great day yesterday, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. And another big change tomorrow, Dave. I mean, we're going to be waking up tomorrow morning at this time. It'll be in the 30s and low 40s. What a change, right? But today's very summer-like. As a result, we have a weather impact alert day for today. We've been highlighting this since last week. We saw this thing coming. We've got a severe thunderstorm threat this afternoon and evening especially. So just make sure when we do these weather impact alerts, it's not to say, hey, look at us, everything's red. It's for you to kind of get your attention and say, you need to pay attention to the weather. There's a lot of days in Northeast Ohio you don't need to pay any attention to the weather. You just go out, do your thing. Today's one of those that I want you to be weather aware, and one of the good ways to do that is to download the WKYC app. And the reason why I say that, it has location-based warnings. So if you're traveling, let's say you live in Cleveland, but you're traveling down to Akron today on business or family, whatever it is, or down towards Mansfield, or vice versa, you'll get a warning that's issued for that county, and you'll get the alert on your phone based on where you are, not based on your home county. And that's really important depending on where you are today, because not everyone's going to see severe weather, but the chances there that some of us are going to get some really good storms this afternoon and evening. We're setting the stage with warm temperatures already in the 60s and 70s outside. We've got a wind which is starting to pick up as well. That wind is going to be very gusty throughout the day. We'll have gusts well over 30 at times all day long until it backs off later on tonight. But the most notable thing today is going to be the dew point. I share dew point all the time. It indicates how muggy the air feels or how heavy the air feels. It indicates whether you sweat when you go out for a run or whether it's comfortable. And right now with the lower dew points, we're comfortable. But out towards the west, those dew points starting to come up, and they get higher from there. They go up into the 60s from Chicago down towards St. Louis. We're going to get mid-60-degree dew points today, telling us it's going to be real humid this afternoon. It's the most humid day of the year so far, and you'll feel it as you get outside this afternoon into the evening hours, and you say, wow, it really does feel like summertime around here as those dew points crank up midday, again, in the afternoon. And all of this is fuel for thunderstorms. Now, where are the storms right now? There's not much going on. This is all remnants of severe storms yesterday. This is usually what, as meteorologists, we're dealing with in the morning. It's just leftover boundaries, and we have to determine where storms will fire based on where those boundaries are. We've got a good hunch that this one right here, coming out of Illinois and into Indiana, that will move in midday and afternoon. Could have some showers, maybe a thunderstorm with that. More importantly, it'll have some clouds with that. And then our secondary boundaries out towards the north, that's the one I'm more concerned with that moves in evening rush hour with the actual cold front itself. That will likely spark some showers and thunderstorms that I think will go severe later on this evening. Storm Prediction Center, their job's to say, hey, what part of the country is going to have severe weather and how bad? And they're thinking a 3 out of 5 for Ohio. I mean, we're in the bullseye here with an enhanced risk. All right, I'll take you through the model I like best. National Design Barn hour-by-hour forecast. Clouds increase. Here's that wave coming out of Indiana. I agree with this with some midday cloud cover, perhaps a rumble of thunder with that. That pushes out, we dry out, and we heat up. We're talking temperatures that may get into the 80s if we get some sunshine. Remember, sunshine and severe weather days is not a good thing. We don't want to heat up. We want the clouds to stick around. This would come with humidity as well. Here comes the storm threat. Again, storms, evening rush hour coming off the lake. Damaging winds are possible. This may not happen. I mean, this is just a model solution, and all of them say different things, but I agree with this best with some kind of line of storms coming off the lake. Evening rush hour and the early evening hours, we need to have a heads up, and then we're cooler tomorrow morning. The severe threat's over. So in terms of damaging wind and large hail, those are going to be the two primary factors. Could get some good hailers today. Tornado risk is low, but it's there. Have to keep an eye on it, and heavy rain's going to be possible with those storms as they move through. All right, where do we go from here? Front settles south. We'll dry out with a cooler but quiet day tomorrow, and then the whole system reloads with more rain moving in here on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday. Not a washout any of those days, but we'll have rain around. Not looking at severe weather any of those days. And then Saturday, the system finally departs, leaving way for a nice Sunday. And then next week, the pattern just gets stuck across the country. There'll be this big blocking high off the northeastern coast. Models indicating maybe a cutoff low gets in the mix as well. Right now, it'll keep us mainly dry next week, but stagnant. Our weather pattern not going to change from day to day next week. Union Hill Mortgage 10-day forecast weather impact alert today. Cooler and quiet tomorrow, and then more rain returns with a nice warm-up Thursday, and then turning cooler for the weekend. Dave?
Matt, thank you.